Hello guys, how you doing? It's Nina from Northern Sweden here, and today as you can see, I've been crafting. Um, I was going to show you the progress in my mixed media mashup journal. So Stacy over on Pink Poodle Craft has a challenge each week that is called Mixed Media Mashup, and where she usually takes she has a lot of cards with prompt on it, and she picks a card and you have 10 minutes to do that, and then you move on and get another one. So it can be like she pulls a card and it can be use orange or use stencils or whatever. Make stripes, make dots, stuff like that. Last night's was a bit different and a lot of fun. But I figured I was going to show you the progress on my journal. So I did this cover in Mixed Media Mashup number 116. So the only thing I did after was to add this ribbon, the little puzzle pieces, and the text back here. That's the only changes. Rest of it was done during Mixed Media Mashup. Sorry. And I also added, I haven't sewn anything in or anything like that yet. So I also added this paper on the inside, just regular craft paper that I thought matched. So that's the cover. So I put, that is last night's Mixed Media Mashup, the prompts that we used. She had the bot in the chat pick a random person, and we took the initials, and you had to do something. You had to add something that started with an S or an E, or an E or an T. So and I wrote next to it what I added. So for the first one I used spray, but only this one worked. Because this bottle has, for some reason, got all wonky and it lost the little, oh, I threw it away, the little rubber thing that keeps it sealed on the inside, and all the other sprays were just stuck. So I only have one spray. That's fun, and it's also kind of leaking and stuff. Anyways, so oh, sorry. So that's the prompts I used yesterday, and this was really fun. And I was listening because you only have 10 minutes to make something. You have to first think of what to make, and then you have to do, like, find the stuff, and then you have to make it in just 10 minutes. So I didn't look at the chat or anything, but I was listening to Stacy, what she was saying, and some of the ideas that she was bringing up, and I had some ideas on my own. Anyway, so that was fun. I'm gonna get back to this list when I get to that page. So for Mixed Media Mashup number 115, this was actually the first one that I joined in on. I ended up with this. Actually, it was a lot bigger. It was part of an old shoebox for work boots, so it was really big. So I just cut it down to fit the cover. Yeah, and we had household stamps. So these are the lids to my storage boxes, I guess. I showed them in a previous video. And these are thread roll and stuff like that. So that's one. This is Mixed Media Mashup number 117, because this was number 16. I did the cover. So this was the first one I did. The cover was the second one I did. And this is the third I did. So Mixed Media Mashup number 117. And this was also a bigger piece that I cut 2 pieces off because I didn't want too much bulk in the middle. So these are, I actually cut out 2 pieces and glued it on there so it can close. And I did a mistake in the last one. I'll show you that later. So the Marilyn Monroe is a napkin. Also have a napkin here with a butterfly. And I have another butterfly here that's also from a napkin. These are household stamps. It's barbecue fork. And here are some stencils. And I had also, I think, add texture. And there was a lot. We always have 10 prompts every time that we do this. And I'm sorry. I should have taken something to drink. So this is my mixed media mashup number 18. 118, not number 18. And it had used a lot of glitter. I'm not a big glitter person. I like watching when people use glitter and bling, but I'm really bad at using it. And as you can see, I used some pearlescent paint. So the paint is a bit shiny too. There's like copper goldish kind of paints and this pearly green and turquoise and stuff like that. And also a lot of glitter on the dots. And yeah. So and instead of die cuts, I use this. Sweden would call them bookmarks. I don't know what you call them. Used to collect them when we were kids and stuff like that. So yeah, and here's number mixed media mashup number 119. And as you can see, there's stencils, there's household stamps, there make dots. And you can see some paper underneath, so this probably add dictionary paper or collage paper or something like that. I think this one had add hearts. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it had that, and I have this heart, so I added them. Here, that's number 119. And if you want to check it, these are up on her channel. You can watch them in, afterwards. And just follow the prompt. I do that sometimes too. It sort of, I see in the comments during the live streams, a lot of people, they come in new and they're like, what's the point of all this? And why should we do this? And I don't learn anything. Well, honey, you do learn. It's a way to open your mind, kind of. You can't do like when you start, it's kind of hard to have a picture in your head of what you're gonna do. Oh, it's gonna look like this, it's gonna be like that, because all of a sudden it throws you a curveball. You might start with one color scheme and then she gets in use orange, and you kind of completely have to change direction. And this one, I changed directions so many times on this one. As you can see, there's a lot of colors underneath. There are different kind of papers underneath. There's so much going on. I don't know if you can tell how thick layer of paints there is. That's like a lot. And I didn't like any of it, but the last prompt was, I don't know if this was use stencils or use texture paste or there was something like that, and I just went to town with it and sort of covered most of it. But it's kind of cool when you can see the stuff shining through like this. So you still have a lot of texture and you have a lot of actions in the background. Like here you have some paper sticking out and so on. But at the same time, this cover up with the bricks kind of make it kind of uniform, kind of puts everything together. So and you get 10 prompts, and then she adds in 3 volunteer stuff that you can use if you want to. So this fold I'm not done with, because I'm gonna add this in the middle. So for these I used just regular book pages that I just glued together, a bunch of them to make it sturdier, and I made 2 of them. So I'm gonna glue this in here. I'm gonna cut them to size, and I'm gonna glue them in here, so this will be the center of this. So I didn't write the number of the mixed media on this one, but I'm guessing 121, my guess. It has to be 121. Yeah. And here we have household stamps, we have napkins, we have music sheet, we have book pages, we have doily, we have a lot of stuff. and I think this one was add orange, but I already had been working with orange, so that worked out. Give me a second. My cat wanna come in. He's opening the door. So I need to. Hi, bud. Sorry about that. So yeah. Okay, and here is the one. So this is 122. Wrote it down here. Mixed media mashup 122. And this was also like the first one, was the same kind of, you know, big cardboard thing. So I still have a lot of it left. And I started to make some tags. So this is the front. I'm gonna still glue something on the back. So this is, I just put it somewhere, make a mark. I actually used another one of the tag. There it is. So I made this previously, and I just put it somewhere and draw around it and cut it out. You know, where you want it. Middle of the flower. You know, where you kind of want it. You just snip and snip. Just scissor. You know the drill. What am I saying? Snip it is snip. Yeah, let's go snip it snip. So this is what I did yesterday. Actually, mixed media mashup was on, for me, it's the night between Wednesday and Thursday. And I just forgot. I was actually up. I went to bed, but I couldn't sleep, so I went up. So I was actually out walking. I was playing Pokemon Go. Oh, that's another thing. I did a video about Pokemon Go stop nominations and, you know, how the system kind of doesn't work. Pulling up my sleeves. And I got a text with, you know, I didn't know you played. And I'm a daily player. I play Pokemon Go every day. It's my gym card, because the game makes you walk a lot. And when everything hurts and when you're just tired and you just don't wanna, you just wanna crawl back into bed and pull up the covers, playing Pokemon Go is something that really helps me get out and walk. I mean, I have a dog, but she's an older dog and she doesn't demand much. Her hearing is bad, so we can't do like, you know, different kind of training and stuff like that, because she doesn't really hear that well anymore. And well, Pokemon Go kind of helps me go out and walk when it's raining and it's windy and it's shitty weather and you really don't want to go outside. And of course, I have a dog that loves all kind of weather, especially cold weather. But like I said, she's getting older and she doesn't demand to walk that much, you know. So having Pokemon Go pushing me out, because you need to walk to hatch your eggs, you need to walk to earn candy for the buddy that you have with a friend, you need to walk to the stops and spin them, you need to walk around, you know, to catch the Pokemon. Why do I say Pokemon like it's spelled on an A? It's Pokemon. Sorry, I don't know why I pronounce it like that in English. Because in Swedish I say Pokemon. Pokemon. But all of a sudden when I go to say it in English, I go Pokemon. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, so for me, Pokemon Go is my gym card. It's a hobby, and I do play every day. So I took a little break during May, and then I had some phone problems and stuff. That's why I have the phone that I showed you in the previous video, where I showed you the broken screen and stuff. And this is really starting to bug me. I can't really seem to lose this glue. You see where I pull the glue off? It's like super clean, but it's so stuck. And I've been washing my hands several times, and I don't know why this is so stuck. It's getting annoying. Anyway, so actually that night I couldn't sleep, and my hips was hurting and my shoulder was hurting. So I took my dog with me and I went out and walked for about 2 hours. I didn't walk the full 2 hours. I, you know, walked around and sat down a bit, and I walked around and I sat down a bit. So I actually was playing Pokemon Go when the last mixed media mashup was. This mixed media mashup was, but you can always do them afterwards. So I did mine yesterday. So I did 2. I'm trying to think what paper I used. Oh yeah, I used the watercolor paper for this. So I made 2 pieces of watercolor paper, and I added some tags. And let me look at the little cheat sheet here. So first was the letters S or E. So I used spray, but since I only can use one of them, I started to do splatters. So I did splatter with this because I have this runny. So I did some splatter for that. And then the next letters are E and T. So I figured the first thing that came to mind was tags, because I had been, you know, doing not this tag. Sorry. Oh, that was a bit close to the phone. I'm sorry. Sorry about the sound. Okay, here we go. So I had just been doing this before I decided, you know what, I'm going to do the mixed media mashup now. So I had just made this, so tags was kind of close to hand. So I grabbed 2 of these sort of blank tags, and you can still see the text behind it. So it's just, I made a lot of these. I just glue book pages together because I have a lot of old books. So I just glue book pages together, and it kind of, it's really stiff. And especially when you start to decorate, like here I put the tissue paper. So for E or T, I use tags with tissue. So that was the next step. Then we had G or C. So I put on these gems, these for that, both the tags. Next we had S or L. So I used this lace stamp, so I got both L and S there, but I figured it's not enough, you know? So I added this sort of lacy thing up here. I wanted to use like real lace, but I couldn't find anything that I like that I have in my stash. I have a lot of dark colors, and I wanted to use like brighter colors. So I used this. This is from a leftover, you know, the kind of paper doilies that you have on the cakes. So I took this, and it kind of looks like lace. So I used that for L as well. Next we have J or A. So I figured, let's put some words on here. And I was going through, you know, the little words I had, and I found always joyful. I felt that was kind of nice. It's not me, but I wish it was. So that was my A and J. Well, actually J and A, but anyway. And after that, I figured, well, I need some text for this. Hope we get good letters. And we did. We got S or C. So I looked what words I had with S and C, and I ended up with Celebrate Sunshine. Yay. So that was that. Next we had S or M. And the first thing that came to mind when I saw that was metal. And I was thinking, how can I put metal in here? And then I was thinking, metal charm. So I went and got these, and I was thinking, I didn't know if I was going to glue it on, or, you know, what was going to do. But then I realized, well, string starts with an S, and the letters was S or M. So I figured string, and I put this on, and I also put this on this one. Oops, I accidentally got some paint on the back on this one, but there. So it's a little metal charm. And I figured I'll leave this second one alone. I didn't know what to put on it, so I left actually this one empty first. And I did the same with this, because I figured it's probably going to come up something nice that I can put on there. Maybe we get a bee, so I can put a bead on it or something. And the next one that we got was K or V. So I was thinking, maybe I should put, because I have a few key charms, but I only have like 3 of them. So I didn't want to put them on here. I sort of have a lot of other ideas for those key charms. So I ended up finding these guys. And those of you remember, I did a video a while back where I show what I got. I bought this like big pack of used scrapbook material, and these keys were in there. They're paper keys, so I used that. I picked them out, but I didn't quite know where to put them yet, so I kind of had them on the side. And then someone in the chat said vines, and I heard Stacy say that, and I used these flower vines to put on top of the lace, because it looks kind of bland, the lace, but I put the flower vines on top of it, so that worked. So I still have these keys untouched. Didn't quite know what to do with them. And for the next one, we got C or V, W actually, not V, W. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. And then at first I thought wing. And I remember I have this metal wings, so I put the wings on. Both of them had the wing each. And then I thought, oh wait, I wanted something lighter because it was kind of dark. I had the dark stamps and it was kind of dark. So I figured, oh wait, I had all these scrapbook materials. Maybe I have some white paper that I can use. And I did. I find this. So I made a little pocket out of the white, and it was a bit too white. So I put some blue on it, and I made this white, actually it's kind of creamy little tag, and I thought the key looked really good on that, so I put the key on. I also dabbed some white paint on here. You can see there's some white dabs here. So that was my white and wing. And then the last letters was M or B. And someone said, and I was like, I was so stumped. I was like, what am I going to do? M or B? M or B? And I was like, I have no idea. And then someone said bling. Since I wasn't watching the chat, I don't know who said it. But I was like walking around all my craft material and just, picking stuff up, and just, I couldn't find anything that. And someone said bling, but I already had these on. So I figured, well, the pocket needs some bling too. So I actually put these one on. These are the only two things I put on for that one. This is the bling that I put on for M or B. Actually, going back, lace. Apart from this lace, I also put this lace in here. It's from an old lace curtain, so it's like this. So I put this. It was a lot bigger. I had left like this much around it, but I later cut it down because it looked too much. It looked, just not the way I wanted it. So, and then she put some optional letters. It was P, N, and D. And I figured, oh, the back of the tags need something, because now it was just the lace on top of the, this and the lace on top, and you can't write anything on it. You could put anything on it. So I used the P to put paper on the back of the tags. So I used this light blue paper. So that was the mixed media mashup number 123. And I had 2 pieces of it, and I already knew this is going to fold this way. And I'm going to have to put some fabric on top of here, and I'm also going to have to put something in here because this guy is breaking up. So that is my journal thus far. So this was number 122. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of material, so I reuse. So you will see a lot of stuff over and over again. Like this stencil, I think we have it here. We have it not there, actually. I thought I had it on this one too. No, I didn't. And here we have it. And I think there's at least one more place we have it. I just don't. Yeah, here. So it looks really different, but it's the same stencil. So just swapping up the colors. So you don't need a whole lot. And I really like when we get the household stamp because it brings out the creativity. Like I said, this is steak fork, and I just put paint on the back of the fork. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's this bad guy. So I just dipped it in paint and just meonk, 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 meonk. And for this one, like I said, these are stamped with sewing thread, you know, the little plastic. So I just put that one on. And these are stamped with the lid of my containers. So I really like the household stamp. This, as you can see, it's also a fork, but it's the little pickle fork. And I did it in different colors. And we also had add dots. Then I used these ink bottles and I just put toot and I dotted it on top. So and for this one I used the inside of he said use household stamps, and I had the grass trimmer, the little plastic thing that you wrap the thread around inside the trimmer. So I had one lying around because I needed to check the model because I needed to buy new, so I used that for household stamping. So yeah, and here's a regular fork with a household stamp, and this look like, yeah, I think this is the cork for, no, it's actually the backside. I can see it now. So I used the backside on my glue stick. I think it was add circles. I'm not sure. But anyway, so even though if you do this and you don't like where you are at the moment with it, next prompt can change it completely. I mean, like for this one, if you don't like what you've done that far, maybe you use lace and you just lace over the whole thing, and that would more or less cover the background, and you just, it's kind of a do-over in the middle. So I really like the mixed media mashup because it makes you you're not so you get forced out. You can't be too tied into, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to do. There's no limits. There's no limits. For these tags with tissues, I actually forgot one thing. I dyed the edges, so I did edging. As you can see, I went over with some blue acrylics around the edges of the tag. So it was tags with tissue and edge tags with tissues. Oh, and I also need to do something about this top here because it's gonna get messed up. I don't want it a bit higher up so you can see the words. So I'm gonna need to put something, as you can see it's breaking up here because I got this one ended up in the middle, so it's kind of messing it up. And I kind of had to cut the back to make it close, like move. I didn't do it on this one, and it's got really rigid to sort of open and close. Oh, look at this. I need to glue this better. Oopsie. Well, I think I'm gonna put something on the edge here too. I wish I had some nice washi that can match, and I can just put it over because it's similar colors, kind of green both sides. So as you can see, and I also tried to, because I see mixed media mashup as a challenge for me to move on with my creativity. It's so easy to get stuck in track and, you know, use the same material, use the same type of color, use the same stencils, stuff like that. And even if you have limited resources, you can still make stuff very different by just choosing a different color palette or using different types of shapes. If you're a person that usually do a lot of straight lines, maybe do a lot of circles and dots and squiggly lines, and you know, stuff like that. And if you're like me, like, I'm sorry, but I don't like pink and purple. But that's why I challenge myself and try and make something out of colors or things that I normally don't use. Just to sort of unravel that creativity block that you get. You just like, no, I don't like that, and you don't do this or that. And I mean, I kind of like this one though, even though I don't like pink and purple. I kind of like this one anyway. Of course, I like this one a lot better, but I don't like orange, and I used a lot of orange. So you know, this is more my colors. I love green. I love green, and I love green, and I love nature, and like coffee dyed, and I like that kind of thing. So I really used here. I used coffee dyed papers and a lot of green and yellow and stuff like that, and I really love that. I'm not a huge fan of pink and purple, and I try to use that just because I don't really like it, just to challenge myself and to actually try and do something out of my box. We all have our little different boxes that we kind of get stuck in, and this is a good way to work around that and to start thinking in new ways, try new things. So that is why I absolutely love mixed media mashup. So, but I think this journal will have to be it because it's kind of thick already. I'm gonna cut on the edges. I'm gonna put some lace on the back of this one, and I'm also gonna stitch them together. But I think this mixed media mashup journal is done. As far as it comes to sticks, I might put some more decorations in here. I might put tags in a few other places. I feel like this page could use a little tuck spot or something there. This page, I want something a bit lighter on top here, I think. So, I don't know. I don't know. These guys are gonna get cut down, and also, you know, some of them are too, like these two, I find them, they're a bit too messy to put anything more in here. I might put in some words or some, you know, something like that. But for the most part, I feel like I want to leave it mostly the way it is, because it's what we've got to do in the challenge. So I think I'm going to leave it more or less the way it is. So that was, oh my goodness. I've been talking for 30 minutes. I am so sorry, guys. I blab too much. But anyway, I'm going to finish this one up. Not today. I'm going to put it aside. I'm actually going to do some cleaning today. First, I'm going to cut some more tags out so I can clean this away. Take this away. So I'm going to cut some more tags out, and then I'm going to actually clean away a lot of my craft material because they're taking over my kitchen completely. If someone comes by for coffee, there's no way to sit. Let me show you. Let me just show you this. Craft stuff. And it just takes over. So it gets to the point where it's so messy I can't even craft. So I just had breakfast, so that's what's over there. But it's, you know, I can barely fit in here, and I really need to clean this stuff out. So I'm gonna clean everything away and restart fresh tomorrow. I don't think I will be crafting anymore today, apart from cutting out the tags here. And I might be back with another Pokemon Go video. Don't be too scared of them. It's not just Pokemon Go. It's also showing the nature, the weather. I feel like I think a lot when I walk, so it might be a bit of a vloggy thingy. But I guess we'll see. And so I just wanted to show you Mixed Media Mashup. Please join in. Check Pink Poodle Crafts channel, and you can also do if you want to, you can like go back and rewatch one of the videos. Just bring a craft supply out, put on one of her videos, and craft along. Do the 10 minutes per prompt stuff and just go with it. It's actually really fun. It's challenging. It kind of puts new ideas in my head. You know, oh, this looks good and good together. I was wondering, I bought these napkins with the autumn motifs on, and I didn't quite know what to do with them. I also got these flowers. I did not like how it turned out with the glitter on top. It just looks messy. I don't like that. But then I know that. Okay, don't put that much glitter on. I kind of like this leaf though, with a little glitter on. So I know that for the future. And also like these little bling bling that I put on. It looks kind of good on the tag because when you cut it down, it looks really nice. So I'm just gonna put it backside on this. And I have a tag. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will probably see you later with some Pokemon. I actually filmed Pokemon Go. I did my first raid in the village last night, but it was so dark. I need to look through it, and I might have to delete it because it was so dark. I don't think you can see anything the whole time. But I'm gonna look through it. But it's actually really nice weather today. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's not that warm. It's 10 degrees Celsius. So it's not super warm, but it's a lot warmer than we had the last couple of weeks. So, hi Fluff. So this is the guy that opened the door a little while ago. And I also need to take off the nail polish because it looks hideous. And my hands looks hideous too. Like I said, I need to do some cleaning. This is what my floor looks like after I've done a mixed media mashup. It's just everything. I was going to use that to make the tags first, but it fell off. So I ended up not using it. You know, who can bend over? You know, I'm old. So, oh my goodness, 40 minutes. I'm so sorry. Bye. Have a nice day.